Hey guys, welcome! In this series of videos, we're going to talk about and test one of the most anticipated features in Star Citizen, crafting, which is already launched into the Evocati testing, even though I am not part of it, but we can start to prepare for it. The most important thing in crafting is perhaps gathering resources, and especially gathering resources with the highest quality. And to gather resources, we must find them first. So to prepare for that, CIG has significantly improved the resource scanning function of all our ships and vehicles. And in the patch notes of the most recent 4.6 PTU, it says this: added further new salvageable debris and made them scannable. Also, slight adjustment to asteroid signatures to differentiate them between types. So let's test both of them. So I am flying the Misc Fortune, and when I ping, you can see all those signatures. Very crowded in my screen. So a few days ago, I did a scanning test already that CIG has increased the resource signature detection range. So you can detect the resources quite far away. For example, that resource, which is 11.6 kilometers. So if I backstrafe, make sure nothing's behind me. At 20 kilometers, you can still detect that resource. Now 30 kilometers. Oh, at 40 kilometers, I lost that resource. Another test I want to do is if I use scanning and then I shorten the scanning angle, does that do anything? For example, that resource, 45.2 kilometers. Pinging. Oh, I lost it. So it's about 40 kilometers. I lost that resource. 38.8 backstrafe. 40. 45. Yes, I think that scan angle does affect. You can see I only detect that resource when I put my Corsair right on it, 50 kilometers and above. But all other resources I cannot detect anymore. So beyond about 52 kilometers, I lost that. That's because my scan angle is really narrow. So if I increase the scan angle a little bit, 45 degrees, I ping. You see more resources. If I narrow the scan angle, I ping, I will lose some of the resources when I scan. So the scan angle, when you control it, you can control how far and how wide that you can detect the resources. And now I'm gonna put the scan angle at 90 degrees. And let's... And now another trick or feature is you can see on the top of my screen there are numbers here, 4,850. That will determine what kind of resources that is. If you put your Corsair on those teardrops, you will see the number change. This is 2,000, which is one debris for salvage. So 2,000 and anything times by 2,000. For example, 4,000, 8,000, 16,000. That means there is a salvaging resource. So that's 2,000 and that's 4,000. 2 pieces of salvage panels. Oh, found it, debris. So I think this is how they add it. When you get close to a salvage resource, the teardrop will change from yellow to white and it says debris. So whether it says debris or wreckage is something that we can salvage. So this is a piece of debris. Oh, I have never seen this type of debris. This, it says wreckage. Yeah, very small piece and just salvaged. Okay, let's go scan for more. Yeah, this scanning feature is good, but it will make your screen very busy. So I'm gonna narrow my scan angle to 22 degrees. That way I have a little bit less resources for scan. There's a whole cluster here. 2,000, 6,000, 4,000, 4,000, and 4,000. So if the number disappears, just ping again while you aiming at a teardrop. It will show the number for a split of a second. You have to be quick. Right here, this teardrop has some salvage materials. $4,000. Some fly closer. And got another piece of debris here. Now, when it shows debris, it doesn't tell you the distance anymore, but it's really close, within about 2 to 3 kilometers. Yeah, it's slowly flying away, but it's a very small piece. And got it. And now let's try to scan some mining resources. Go to scan mode. Teardrop 2000. Oh, I see 4,870. So this is a mining resource. This one, 14 kilometers. Oh, there we go. Asteroid Q type. Found one right here. For the mineable asteroid, it does show you the distance. Okay, let's scan it. Scanned. Titanium 61.9% backlight and inner material. So I don't see much difference than before. Got a 6,000. Oh, got a 6,700 something. The number doesn't stay. This one stayed 12,000. That one. This one 16,720. Okay, check on this one. Oh, there we go. Asteroid S type. So I don't see any change for scanning the asteroids. Let's scan this. Aluminum, barley, and inert materials. And here a whole lot of debris. Another thing worth mentioning is where to find those ores to mine if you don't want to use a third-party resources. In Star Citizen, if you go to your journal and go to Mining Fundamentals number 2, this will tell you in general which resources can be found where. So, for example, agresium found in all deposits. Aluminum you can find in Iron Halo, Salon, Yella, Stanton, Lagrange points. This is where I'm at. And also the Pyro asteroid clusters. Alpharite, all moons, planets, and caves. This is hand mining. Barandon, Pt.1 bloom, barley found in all deposits. Baxalite, Baras, Kernite, and Femeline, Pt.4. I think this thing is not updated yet because I have found Femeline in different places other than Pt.4. So I think this is still using the 4.5 data. When the 4.6 live, they should update this. Right now it's still in the PTU, so this might not be entirely accurate. And through this, you can find some of the rare resources. For example, the glycosite. You can only find that on Monarchs. And the ice, only on other pyro asteroids. Lindenium, only on Glycine Ring, on Nyx. Ceruleum, also Glycine Ring only. Silicon, inner pyro asteroids. And tin, only on Pyro 3 and Pyro 4. Torite, only on Glycine Ring. So this is going to be important resources once crafting comes in. When you need those resources, you can find them. As well as you can find these. If you click the Forager's Guide, this will tell you other type of resources. For example, the Heart of Woods, Pitabu. It gives you a description of these things and also tell you where to find. For example, Pitabu. Grasslands of Herson, Stanton 1. Or Tundras of Microtech. Dikari can only be found on Pyro 1. And I don't see anything for Nyx yet. So these are the in-game resources that you can use to locate certain type of materials. And in terms of the resource scanning, I don't see much different than last time I tested regarding the asteroid scanning. But it's really good that when you scan the asteroids, it shows you the different type of ores. And these type of ores is also important because if you use this website and then click rock type by composition, you can find the different compositions for each type of ores. I think this data is 4.4. It might not be up to date. So I'm not sure if there is another resource that we can use that has the most updated information for the compositions for different type of ores. So for example, the E-type, which has a 6% of probability to contain quantanium. Okay, let's try some scanning on the planet or moon. So this is Daymar. And oh, it's very easy to scan for cave as well. Maybe cave is also part of the resources signature. So found this one cave here. And lots of unknowns. What are those? Berandum. I don't think I ever mined any berandum. So let's take a look. And oh, the berandum is purple. Oh, I don't think I can mine it with the hand mining tool. It's probably gonna need a rock to mine. Looks pretty big. Yeah, this is gonna need a rock mining to mine. Okay, let's go look for more. So, ooh, I just found some more. This is the Referral pod. So it's super easy to scan and find resources. The Referral pod are those that you can simply pick it up. It's a kind of a plant. So just grab them. They look like this. And by the way, if you're scanning for resources at night on the dark side, you can simply use the new night vision mode or LAM system. So right now it's daytime. So it looks like this. And nighttime. But oh, this is actually pretty good. It's a little contrast for the words. So this is on the Fortune. Not all ships have this feature, but the Fortune does. Do some more scanning. There we go. A taximite. And now scan this. Found titanium and inert material. So I don't think there is much difference than last time I tested. In general, it's a lot easier to scan resources now than before. Next, we're going to test scanning resources with some ground vehicles. So I'm going to be using the Grey Cat Rock as well as the Atls GEO. This is also very important regarding crafting because as far as the latest tech preview Evocati crafting patch goes, for certain items you do need materials such as the genolite. For example, the parallax energy weapon, it needs tungsten, gold, as well as genolite. As well as the Vault Zenith sniper rifle, it needs terranite, gold, kentite, as well as genolite. So genolite is going to be one of the important resources to craft those weapons. Now, genolite, as we talked about earlier, if we go to Journal and go to Mining Fundamentals number 2, we will find that genolite is on Daymar, Herson, Eta, Magda Sand Caves, as well as Walla. So I am not sure if genolite is going to be on the planet, but I am certain that you can find genolite inside the sand caves on these planets or moon. So scanning what's inside the cave is going to be important. The faster you can scan the whole cave without going in there, the more efficient you are to gathering those resources. If you found a cave and you spend like an hour just to look for genolite, but end up not finding it, it's just a waste of time. Right now, I'm flying a Zeus, and I'm gonna be using the Align and Mine Cave, for example. Now, when I ping this, you can see, I cannot scan any resources inside the cave from a ship. And now, I'm gonna land and get this rock out of the Zeus. And now, let's scan with the rock. Now, you can see, when I scan with the rock, I still cannot see what's inside that cave. However, the ground vehicle scanning is also pretty good. you can see that harvestables, relevant pods, and also a lot of unknowns. You can also scan for enemy contact. So I believe for the ships as well as ground vehicles, the scanning function are the same. You also have the, let's see, the active scan mode. You can change the scan angle. This is 2 degrees all the way to 90 degrees. When you do 2 degrees, you still can detect all the signatures around you. That's 13 kilometers. So you can scan quite far on any of the ground vehicles. But of course, with a ship, it's always better because you can fly a lot faster. And now if we get on the Atls GEO, let's scan it. When you scan with Atls GEO, first thing you notice that you can see all the content inside this cave, which you cannot see from a ship or a ground vehicle. You see caronites, jacklem. Sometimes inside this cave, you can also find handnites as well as genolites. So this cave, it has caronite, jacklem, sedanium. Of course, if you see pure caronite, you can also scan for it. So walk around. You can see all these ores. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I don't see any genolites in here. So if you don't see any genolites in a cave, you can simply just leave it. You don't have to go inside the cave to look around. And this is the most secure way and fastest way to look for certain resources. Of course, you can also scan the surface of the moon. And let's see the scan range. Do I have a scan? Yes, we do have a active scan mode. And now I can change the scan angle as well, 2 degrees and all the way to 90 degrees. Very nice. I see reverent pod. And do I see... Actually, I don't see any teardrops here. So on the Atls GEO, I think the scan range is quite short, but it can scan what's inside the cave. And it can scan the harvestables. Maybe it can only scan the hand minables and harvestables. For the ship minables, it cannot scan. Because you can see I don't see any teardrops. So this might be the difference between ship scanning and geo scanning. But I do see ships. So it's essential if you're looking for genolites and other rare materials inside the cave, then bring a Geo Atlas with you. Or bring a crewman as well.